Hey there, it's Dots Crypto here, and I hope everybody's doing well, and I hope everybody is surviving this brutal drawdown on Bitcoin and definitely on the altcoins as well. As we can see here on the monthly, that we are down significantly on the altcoins, and Bitcoin obviously is down around about 23% at this point in time. But the altcoins have just got absolutely obliterated. Now, am I worried about this? Absolutely not. I'm not worried about this at all. I've been through this before in other bull cycles, and it's nothing new to me. I've sort of got a bit numb to it, to be honest with you. So like I said in previous videos, I'm just sitting back and seeing how things play out. But we had Jerome Powell yesterday in terms of the FOMC meeting and the holding rates where they are. Potentially, we may get a cut. And if job rates start to decline and it starts to affect the economy, obviously, we might see a cut later on in the year. I don't believe it's going to be anytime soon, but could it be around about that November time? We'll find out. Obviously, we've got to keep an eye out on the data that's coming in, because at the end of the day, the Federal Reserve are going off the data as well. And that, so we're just going to bear that one in mind. And I think, yeah, potentially November time could be a rate cut potential, maybe even go into 2025. But like I said, it's all data dependent on that. But at the moment in the crypto market, it's been like, well, just a risk off. And it's like in the traditional markets have been the same. They've been pulling back, risk off. Because of obviously what's been happening throughout the world. Obviously, inflation's become a lot stickier, a lot more complicated than everybody thought. So yeah, it's not been a surprise, to be honest with you. But honestly, this could be a dip opportunity to buy up, because obviously, yes, we could go even lower, but at the moment, I'm seeing it as a potential. So I have said in previous videos, I'm not buying. At this point in, I have bought a little bit more because I've seen this as a big opportunity. So on the monthly, it's looking really, really nasty. But if we actually look on the day, for me, I'm not going to do the video again, but yeah, it's starting to look a bit more green, which is a bit more, are we getting a sort of like just a dead cat bounce? I don't think we are really. I really don't, because what I'm seeing here on Bitcoin at the moment, like I said, we've just been consolidating in this wedge. We've dropped down below this wedge. Area of support is now come resistance, and obviously what I'm expecting is that we could potentially, preparing myself for the time if we ever do come down to that $52,000, though we might not happen. Obviously, if the bulls could step up here and push us back up into this wedge as well. So looking at the signal overlays on the Lux algo at the moment, and it just shows you, it's like I say, if you're looking at the 5 minutes or an hour or even 4 hours to a point, you can see that it's all red. It's just all everywhere. But when you actually zoom out and look on the weekly, we've been on this beautiful, from the bottoms of the bear market, which was around about that $16, $17. We've just basically been on this beautiful trend to the upside. And you can see here, if you zoom out, it doesn't look as messy. It's just a nice move to the upside. And yes, we've had a correction, and yes, we're coming down to that smart trail. I'm hoping if we do come down to this, which is that $54,000 mark, we bounce off that and make our way to the upside. But like I said, we could come down to that $51,000 as well. But as I said before, like, you know, you look at when we're in a bull market, and previous bull markets the same, you know, as we get these big moves to the upside, we're going to get these pullbacks as well, because we can see here we're down 22.91%, and sure, this is 23.6, which is obviously the deepest correction that we have. Now, if we really do start to make moves further on to the upside and get into that $80,000 mark, then obviously we're going to get more corrections like this, and you just got to be prepared for it. But as you can see here, we had 22.9, 20%, 22%, 21%, and now 23%. I personally think we're sort of, this is not the end of the bull market by any means at all. I really don't think so. But don't get me wrong, we could drop down even further, and we could get a black swan event at any point in time. But at the moment, I really don't think that we are in the bear market. We're holding support here. And like I said, if we do drop down, it could get down to that $54,000 market. But you can see what Titans here said on Pi Cycle Tops. As you can see, we topped out here, and you can see here how the averages moved together, and then obviously we came down into that bear market. And you can see here the real breakout, retest, and we're retesting this again. And you can see basically we're not actually joining up on the moving averages at all. So we haven't topped out at the moment in terms of the bear market. And he says here, power cycle top is far from signaling a cycle top. Many are already calling for the beginning of the bear market. At least we'll wait for the MA11 crossover to the MA3052 mark. And it hasn't done that. It completely hasn't done that. And again, looking at TradeView as well, you can see here, high cycle top came down. High cycle top, called it perfectly, and down we go. And again, back in 18, we came back down. And we haven't had anything like that as of yet. So obviously, you know, time will tell. But what we have seen is, we have seen negative outflows. I think $563 million has come out of the market, and you can see here 36 million from BlackRock. But you know, when you look at it, the people who are buying these ETFs is sort of like just bought at the local top, and you know, and obviously now they're starting to sell when they actually really should be buying. It's like dumb money, really. So remember, when like I said, when we saw those record inflows coming in, trading all-time highs, and then we see the dip, and then they come on outflows. So as we're dipping out, this is where they really should be buying the dip and actually not selling. That's what you see is by dumb money as well. But I really do hope that we do recover. To me, you know, overall, I'm not worried about it. I really do think we're just retesting. And like I said, we could drop down that little bit more. And obviously, you know, you just don't know really the market. So, you know, I'm not going to give anybody false opium or anything like that. We just got to go off the data. The data's telling me at the moment that we could drop down a little bit more and then make our way up. But this could be the local bottom. This could be the bottom. And we start making our way moving up to the upside. So let's have a look at crypto.com and Cronos and see how that's dealing with what's happening at the moment. So looking at Cronos at the moment, so volume on the 24 hours is down by 53%. Market cap is down by 0.7% on the day. On the 7 day, nothing's really changed really on the 7 day. So really, all in all, I know we hit around about that 17 pence mark. We're still holding around that just over 12 pence mark. So really, in terms of CRO, I am not worried at all. You know, obviously, if Bitcoin comes down a little bit, again, you know, CRO might come down that little bit more. But obviously, at the moment, to me, this is a potential buy the dip opportunity. Because like I said, the bull market is far from over, in my opinion. And obviously, like I always say, you always do your own research. Don't always listen to me, or don't listen to me, and basically have your own risk management. But overall, CRO, not worried about it all. It's like I said, nothing's really changed, to be honest. We're in that white, between the two white lines here, in that channel. We came in that wedge, we dropped down the wedge, lost support. Now we're trying to get back up into that area of which is now was support turned into resistance. So overall, not looking too bad on CRO. So again, zooming out, looking on the weekly again. Lux algo overlay, you can see here smart trail, we're still well above that smart trail. We haven't come down to the areas of testing out. So overall, like I said, expecting these pullbacks, we moved up from 0.5 cents and now we're sitting at around about that, just over that 12 pence. And like I said, we hit just over 17 pence on the local high. And like I said, this bull market's not over, in my opinion. We're still following this smart trail on and upwards. We have had a buy signal, but obviously, you know, the whole market's been pushing down. So I'm not worried at all in terms of that. But we could see here at the Bitcoin dominance as well. I'm watching very carefully because it looks like we sort of gradually topped out here. We're sitting at now below 54%. And obviously, are we going to start to make our way down to that 51% mark? Because obviously, if Bitcoin just goes sideways, dominance comes back, this gives us an opportunity for the altcoins to start to make a rally to the upside because that liquidity is starting to drip into the alt. So I'm watching the dominance with like a hawk at the moment, because obviously that's going to dictate where the alts, because obviously one thing we don't want to happen is Bitcoin drop down, dominance to shoot up, then obviously the alts will start to bleed as well. But you know, looking at like going back to Cronos again, not worried at all. If that happens though, in terms of the Bitcoin dominance, it comes down, Bitcoin goes sideways, and we pop up. I can really see us that we could go back up, retesting the area we went up to at 15 to 17 pence. I really do think that could happen because, like I said, with crypto.com, there's a lot of things going on. In terms of the UFC, in terms of the F1 Grand Prix. And also we know that at some point they will be releasing the app in South Korea once any of these investigations have been dealt with and sorted out. So hopefully that will come soon, and never know, Hong Kong might get out to get the exchange into Hong Kong as well. That would be absolutely massive for crypto.com as well, and also the Crow fam. But I think what's been happening with Cronos as well, in terms of the price action, we've had a lot of the meme coins like Core popping off as well, Merry as well, lots of things going on in the Cronos ecosystem. And like I said before in the previous video, the Cronos ecosystem is a young ecosystem. It's going to take time for it to mature and get there, and now we're starting to get people building on there. And it's not just meme coins. You need to check out, go to the Cronos Discovery website to see what's being built. There's gaming, NFTs, and finances as well. So there's lots of things there to look at, but the meme coins have been the main power at the moment. And I know a lot of people don't like meme coins, so there's people out there who don't like it, but meme coins are a part of the crypto as a whole ecosystem, and it's a part of the Cronos ecosystem. But also there's lots of money to be made in meme coins as well, as we've seen with Core and Merry and many of the others what are being built on the Cronos ecosystem. So have a look at the Crow with knife as well, and you know, obviously you can see it's all red at the moment and dropping down. But if we look on the monthly, look at that, people have made a lot of money. And yes, we have come down a little bit, but obviously the markets in general have come down as well. But don't forget, people who bought around these areas around here as well will be taking profit, and rightly as well. And you can see on the monthly we're up around about 550%. But to me, we've got a long way to, as long as the market in crypto starts making the way up. I really do, like with Crow with Knife and Merry as well, because don't forget with Merry, if that gets listed on the crypto.com exchange as well, that's going to be absolutely massive for that as well. We're going to see a lot of growth coming into that. But also, we've had this bit of sell-off on Core. I really do feel like this is, it's bottom. If it's obviously the alts are bottoming out, then obviously I think Core is probably going to bottom out as well. But I really do think Core has got a long way to go in this bull market as well. As long as we don't get a black swan event, I really do think this is the early days of the Core community, and I think it's going to remain strong as well. So obviously if we get more listings as well, that's going to bring more liquidity in and more push into the upside. But yeah, for me, I'm holding my Core. I'm not selling anything, because if I know this bull market is going to go a bit more as well to the upside, and that means the price of Core hopefully will go to the upside as well. So overall, I'm not worried about these dips. Maybe they are a DCA opportunity. You need to get that plan out yourself and work it out what you think is going to happen, and have that risk management as well. So like I said, nothing I say on here is financial advice, but overall the market, yes, sentiment is down, people are bearish, but to me, I'm bullish, I'm feeling bullish, and I will DCA in if we drop down any more. So like I said, give us a like and give us a subscribe in this video. It's always much appreciated, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Take care.